say travel leaves you speechless and turns you into a storyteller. This is Montenegro. This is where every mountain meets the sea and every corner whispers something ancient, something wild, something fantastic. So we touched down at 11 a.m. in Montenegro. We done everything we could with immigration, got cleared, got our bags, and the next thing was to look at travel options. It even turned out cheaper for us to get a hire car, which costed around 34 euros for 7 nights. Even much of a better deal. Taxis there were crazy. So if ever you're going to Montenegro, taxi is not. If you've got your driver license, just take it down with you. But this is the catch-22. You need to have a credit card because they're going to lock up some funds. So we had to pay around £1,500. No, was this in? I think this was in euros. 1,500 euros as security or bond to bring the car back in the state that we received it. Obviously with the fuel filled up as well. No other adverse conditions, no scratches, no crashes, and whatever, and we'll get our money back. Or we were to pay the cheaper option, which is around £600. They'd keep £200 non-refundable and then give you a £400 back. That's the cheaper option, but we went for the 1,500, which was even much of a better deal for us because at the end of the day, we're not looking to crash the car, so we'd get our money back. And if you're from the UK, we drive on the left-hand side. In Montenegro, they drive on the right-hand side. So this was a very new experience to me. You can see how I'm holding the driver's wheel. I was a bit nervous from the beginning, but I thought, you know what? Let's give it a crack. We should be fine. So we're now checked out. We touched down. We've done everything we can. We got the hire car. We're now on road going to the hotel, Palmen Bay. That's where we're going to be staying, and that's in Hercev Novi, which is close to Igalo, just about an hour's drive from Tivat Airport. And to be fair, when we put this in the sat-nav, it did not look like we were driving an hour. Although it took an hour, it was because we were driving in town rather than using the motorway, so it felt longer, but it also kind of felt shorter at the same time because you're driving in city or in town and you're seeing, houses right next to you. So it just didn't feel like an hour's drive. But on our way there, we're just seeing people holding out their thumbs and we're just thinking, why are you holding your thumb out? And it turns out if you're traveling in the same direction as them, you can offer these guys a lift or drop them to a location they're going or down the road or whatever it was. But obviously we're not from the country, so it's something that we couldn't help people with. But definitely nice to see. In the UK, I'm sorry, you're on your ones, you can't hold your thumb out. You either go for the bus or you get a taxi, but everyone's just going where they're going. And of course, if I saw somebody struggling by the roadside, I'm not saying I'm gonna leave them alone. I'm probably gonna give them a hand, but everyone's got their own thing going on in the UK, so it's a bit of a difference in culture. And this is us pulling up in our G-Wagon, our little Ferrari thing, very nice. And I'm only playing. But yeah, we pulled up and luckily parking was free right in front of the hotel. So we didn't have to pay any extra charges for parking as we would in the UK, And it was just loads of parking bays for us to, we just park for free. And that is the hotel, Palmen Bay Hotel and Spa, 4-star rated. Very beautiful hotel, loads of British people. So we kind of felt at home even though we weren't at home, if that makes sense. But yeah, it was very beautiful, and we checked in only to find out that our beds were like twin beds. That was a bit of a miscommunication. So we thought, you know what, let's check the room out and see if we want to upgrade. They had put twin beds in there, but we wanted to check the views as well. The view, when I tell you, was crazy. Like, look at this for a view. There's a swimming pool, infinity pool down there. There's blue water. There's like trees everywhere and mountain, and it was just amazing, breathtaking, like quite refreshing. Obviously, if you're from the UK, this is far from what we get, right? So we thought, but we still wanted to, see what other options were there. So we're just gonna go downstairs and then see if we can upgrade to a better room. Or we went downstairs and there was this room available, much better. There's a secluded area where you can just chill, watch TV, whatever, and there's your bed, a bit more spacious than the other one. However, what we couldn't get was the views, so our views were a bit limited with obviously all the trees in front of us. But yeah, it is what it is. We settled for whichever we thought was better. So we're checked in now, we're settled, we've had something to eat. We thought, you know what, next day we're just gonna go out, we're just gonna start exploring. And today we went to Kotor, right? So we put it in the navigation thing, it was about 2 hours drive. I was thinking 2 hours, that is crazy. But when I tell you, driving in Montenegro is so different from the UK, believe me, it would not feel like 2 hours. It would feel like probably like 30 minutes. Obviously, you're playing with people, you're vibing, the sun's out, what more could you want? We're driving down, we're seeing like people are so relaxed. There isn't a lot of pressure here, to be fair. There isn't a lot of pressure. Everyone's doing their own thing. You get like taxi boats, and where we would get like a taxi to maybe a Tesco, Morrison's, whatever, they have it in boats. They just get the boat to wherever they're going. People are so chilled, like, which is so beautiful. So we get to Kotor now and we see this massive ship, and I'm thinking, this is Titanic right here. It's like a hotel for them, right? This is like stationary, it doesn't move. I think if they're doing like a cruise, then that's when it moves. But like throughout the time that we were there, it was stationary. And guys, look how crazy and big this looks. Like, I couldn't get over it. I thought, the first thing that sprang into my mind was like, this is Titanic. This is Titanic right here. Then we arrive at the motive for the day. So we came today from cable cars, the roller coaster ride. And guys, look, this is where I'm stood. It's warm, sunny, and it's very nice. And we're going that high up. Like, I'm zooming in, yeah, and we're going that higher up to that last bit of mountain over there. That's where we're going today. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be an experience, but let's see what happens. So yeah, there's loads of people queuing up to get into the cable car. Actually, even though there were some people queuing up to get in there, it turns out that it was less of a busy day that day because of the weather. We arrived at a time where it was raining, and would get some sunny spells here and there, so it wasn't that great. But we decided, you know what, we're gonna make the most of it. So this is our cable car. as we're entering. It doesn't stop for you to get in or get on. It just moves. But when it gets to you, it slows down a bit for you to get on. And off we go, you know. It's a bit crazy. It's okay right now, to be fair, as we're on, like, you know, the level that everyone else is. But when it starts to take off, it starts going a bit quicker. And this is how far we've moved from the space that we boarded, and we're going up. And I'm thinking, this thing is mad, guys. Like, this is moving. This is where we're going. See how I'm zooming into where we're going? That is halfway of the journey, and we kept going and going and going, and I was thinking, oh Lord. And this is how high we are now. Like, we could literally see the whole of Kotor, like where we saw that big ship. It's so beautiful. Like, we were that higher up, you could see, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's even better in person. And now we're touching the clouds. Like, we've gone that higher up, we're actually in the clouds, and I'm thinking, yo, this is, I don't even have the words for it. Like, that's another cable car going down to where we came from. Yeah, now we're really higher up now. Like, yo, we're next to the Father. Like, like on the right hand side of the Father, like in heaven. This is another bit of heaven that we've never been, but we felt like, yo, this is too higher up. Now I'm thinking, what kind of engineering, what kind of like engineers sat down to plan this? The engineering must be mad, because how are you gonna get your stuff up there to like plan everything and implement like that? Is next level. Like, I give them like a 10 for that. But yeah, so we arrived at the bay where we get out of the cable car. Like, as I said, when you're boarding, or it gets to where there's people who are gonna board, obviously that's the guy there checking the tickets and whatnot before you get on. But when it gets to this bit, it slows down for you to get on, and we go past the barriers just to check out the area. So we've done the cable car thing now. We're gonna check out the roller coaster rides. But when I tell you guys, it's cold, trust me, it's cold. Like, it was cold, like cold Palmer. Did that one hit? I don't know if that one hit, but like, it was really cold, essentially, like proper cold. If you came with a t-shirt because it was sunny downstairs, or not downstairs, but like down where we started from, you got the whole thing wrong. Because when you get up here, bro, you're touching the sky, you're touching like the mountain. How do you think you're gonna be okay? Like, it was proper cold, freezing. So you know what we decided, and this machine, it said put €1 in, and then you can see like down where you were. And I put €1 and I couldn't see anything because it was that foggy. We were literally touching the sky, the what's it called, the bleeding clouds, so I couldn't see a thing. I lost €1 there, but we move. And that is where the roller coaster thing is, the ride, but we couldn't do it because it was too cold, so we had to just go down. And this is the whole of Kotor now. Yeah, the city of Kotor, Bay of Kotor, however you want to say it, or whatever. That's that ship that we drove past. And it's, guys, the view here is just, worth to die for. I don't know if it's worth to die for, but it's just amazing.
Really give a fuck, and my excuse is that I'm young and I'm only getting older. Somebody should have told you I'm on. Fuck it, I'm on. Yeah, I said I'm on. Fuck it, I'm on. A strong one. Two white cups and I got that drink. It could be purple, it could be pink. Depending on how you mix that shit. Money to be gotten, I'ma get that shit, cause I want one.
And then on to the next. Next day we go to Budva, which is another beautiful city. We wanted to actually do parasailing or paragliding, whatever it was, whichever one was available. We were just ready to do it. Now we're driving through Budvar. We're seeing, shops. We're seeing like designer brand shops. One thing I didn't see was like a Burger King or like a McDonald's or KFC or whatever. I believe that they have their own kind of like, restaurants and fast food places and stuff like that, so we couldn't see any of those. But yeah, definitely a good spot to be, Budvar. I'd advise, like, if you're traveling to Montenegro and you want like sort of like a city kind of vibe or whatever, Kotor or Budvar is where you want to be. But unfortunately, because of the weather, we were getting like sunny spells and then it would get cloudy and whatnot. We couldn't do the parasailing or paragliding because they had all closed, and they don't advise that. So we had to just quickly go and get something to eat. We'd driven over 2 hours or so we just had to go and get something to eat and then not waste the day. And look, we got seafood and some chips, and matey boy was having like a steak where they put the salad or the lettuce underneath, which was a bit of I'm not quite getting it, but yeah, it was amazing food. And then the last day we decided to do a cruise. So we go from Palm Bay where we're staying, we go all the way to this place called Our Lady of the Rocks, and then we go through to Kotor again, and then back to Perest, and then back to Palm Bay. So we're going through, we're doing a little cruise. This is Igalo. You can see the mountains and fresh water, blue water. I've never seen anything like this in the UK, but it's so amazing. You can see some luxury buildings on the side, and to be fair, to own one of these, we're talking you need to be a millionaire, right? So these guys that have these apartments and Airbnbs and whatnot, apparently they're all millionaires, and they just come to invest in the country and whatnot. So yeah, we sail past these apartments. As you can see, they're very expensive to stay in. Yeah, very amazing housing. Very amazing housing. So we arrive at the Lady on the Rocks, and essentially what this is, it's like I don't know if to call it a church, but basically it's like an island, right, in the middle of the water. It's got like a church thing in the middle and like a shop right next to it. I don't know if it's a corner shop, but you can get to buy like ice cream, like sweets, whatnot on the side. And it's just like a little like sightseeing thing for tourists like ourselves, to come and experience it. So we arrive, loads of people there, those massive queues to get into the church thing, to take pictures and whatnot. We just went to get ice cream. We're just chilling for our boat, and not even our boat, our ship, to just circle around and come get us to the next location. But yeah, look at the view, massive, beautiful place to be.
Thought I found a way out, but you never go away. So I guess I gotta stay now. Oh, I hope someday I'll make it out of there, even if it's.
And then we sail to Kotor. This is that big ship that we drove past the other day. Now we're up and close to that Titanic ship, and it's so amazing, guys. this is like all up in the grill, you know, up close and personal. Like this literally, like, you feel like you're right next to Titanic. I know I keep saying Titanic, but that's what it felt like. This thing is massive, like massive. We wanted to go inside, but obviously it's like a private hotel and whatnot, so it's not like for people to go in there and have a look and whatnot. But yeah, this is Kotor. This is that ship, and look how beautiful the place is. Just look, it's so nice. Like, such an amazing view. Again, we've got an aerial shot, so you know, just to give you a feel for the place. Kotor in itself is like a tourist attraction, which, you know, a lot of people go to see. So it's got like the old town. It's called Kotor Old Town as well, which is going to be coming up in one of the shots anytime soon. So this is Kotor Old Town, and essentially it's like buildings that were grouped together. I don't know the history behind it, but like, it's like a little town, as they like to call it. And it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. I feel like back in the day, before they had the war and separated from Serbia, they had like prisons in there, they had like hospitals in there, they had like restaurants, everything in that Kotor Old Town. So it's like a real tourist attraction for people to come and experience that Kotor love and Kotor feeling, you know. Honestly, in this old town, there's loads of shops. It's obviously been converted. There's civilization now. There's so many things that's happened after the war. So the country in itself used to be Serbia and Montenegro, but obviously they had a little fallout and whatnot, and they're now two separate different countries that, you know, is bordered by like Croatia, Serbia, Montenegro itself, and there's some other small countries, Greece, whatnot, all neighboring countries and stuff like that. But it's got loads of shops in there, loads of restaurants. It's just an amazing place to be. To live here, I don't know about living here, but like, it's such a very prominent and very popular place for tourists, as you can see from the views. So that was our time, guys. We blinked and the time was up. We came at a time where there was a lot of rain, but we still managed to make the most of every single day. Whenever we saw the sun, we just went out and done something, and then before we knew, it would be cloudy and it would start raining, but we made the most of everything